gonna have a great time doing it. So we're gonna wait for our gauge. I got it where I wanted at 35 psi. Now this may be a little high. Good morning and welcome to another episode of Defiant Jeep. Today we're going to be working on this 2019 Jeep JL, and what we're going to be doing is replacing the auxiliary battery. The main battery's already been replaced, so we're going to go through another method without having to remove the main battery. The auxiliary battery is actually located under the main battery without having to go through the battery tray and the fuse box. We're going to show you another method how to do it by going through the wheel well. Just stay with us shortly. Let's get all prepared and we're going to get you all started.
Step one, clear off mud.
Yeah, right? Here's the third. I found it. All right. So let's get our 10mm socket, a wrench, hit, the extension, and the pry tool ratchet. I'm going to locate the three 10mm bolts. I'm going to go ahead and extract them. That's one. Alright, so we got these three out, so now we're ready to go ahead and pull all the little push pins wherever they are. We need to find them under all this mud. Alrighty, with the inner fender liner removed, we now have access to the auxiliary battery, which is right here. So there's three screws. You got these two right here, and then you got a third one. Let me find it. Right here in the back. Alrighty, so instead of doing it by hand, we are going to go ahead and use our cordless ratchet out there. And definitely much more of a convenience tool, especially since it just loosened the bolts by hand.
I wonder what's holding the battery up.
Just that one. So this is the part where we're going to be careful. Get these out of the way so I don't lose them, or step on them, or hurt myself. Ow! So, let's find it.
Doesn't seem like that case is holding it.
Huh, look at that.
It's really not.
No, I think it's just dangling there. Well, we're about to find out. Huh. All right.
So it looks like that's a protective case.
Yep, looks like it's just a cover. Let's see what else we got here. Where's the battery? And where are the cables?
No AUX battery? Really?
There's a cable going here.
What the hell?
Good evening. At the beginning of this episode, we had totally intended to change the auxiliary battery of my friend's 2019 Jeep Gladiator. Now, the owner of the Jeep, Brian, my friend, he had gotten some check engine code that translated to a battery code. It's not like he had received any kind of warning about the battery. Normally, you get a yellow light with the letter A with maybe a 3/4 circle like the one like the one you're going to see over here. And that would definitely indicate that there's a failure going on with the auxiliary battery. Now that battery is only used for one thing. It is used for the start-stop feature, like when you're at a light, and its whole intent is to save fuel. Now there are, let's say there is another feature for that. Like you actually have a button. It's going to look like this one over here. And this button, once you press it, you can actually automatically disengage that feature. And then when that's actually activated, you should get the same letter A symbol with a 3/4 moon or a circle, but it should be lit up in green. And the only reason I'm saying it like this is because I have a 2018, actually it's my wife's Jeep, she drives it. And so I went ahead and I tested it out. So it's normally, let's say yellow when you turn it on, it'll turn off after the engine's running, if everything's running good. If you activate that button, the letter A lights up in green. Now, if that letter A with the 3/4 circle and it stays yellow, then there's a problem. That is the only indicator that's letting you know that there's something wrong with that auxiliary battery. And I'm speaking from first-hand experience. But in this case, in Brian's Jeep, the 2019 JL, he did not have that that auxiliary battery. It was, I mean, the whole case was empty. And you know, one of the biggest things that I'm questioning is why? Why didn't the dealer tell him that when they're looking up these codes? All they saw was an engine code. Now, you may have not noticed this. I may have not focused on it. This is not a 3.6 liter Pentastar Jeep. This is a 4-cylinder turbo, and that may have something to do with it. Now, at the same time, Brian had already changed the primary battery. Now, I was reading in other forums that if this Jeep 4-cylinder turbo came with a 48-volt battery, then that's a telltale right there that it's not going to have that auxiliary. And most of them don't. And again, I'm just finding this from different forums as I'm doing research. But in this case, you know, it was definitely a lesson learned. We went through the motions of changing the battery, finding it's not there, and we put it all back together. So he actually got away with not having to do that bypass. You know, I heard somewhere along the line that if you actually bypass the auxiliary battery, avoid your warranty. I don't know. I personally drive a JK. I don't have an extra battery. Not like that. Not dealer installed or manufacturer installed. But I'm not 100% clear. So I'm going to keep on researching on that to see what the validity is of that statement that the warranty is void. But until then, we're going to just keep on chugging along, keep on learning as we go. In this particular case, since there was no auxiliary battery, we just went ahead and put it back together and called it a day. But hey, thank you for watching. I hope you found this episode entertaining and somewhat educational, because I definitely learned something from it as well. Don't forget that coming soon, we have www.defiantjeep.com. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and join us on all our network or social platforms. Don't forget to join us at Desert Wranglers Club, We'll definitely love to see you on the trail. Have a great day.